I've been saying pretty much all night. We had an amazing evening here last night with Dan Bern. What can I say about Dan Bern? It's like having Woody Guthrie and Bob Dylan and Pete Seeger and Bruce Springsteen and Elvis Costello, and it's all in one person, and it was really, really dream come true for this guy right here. And we had a full room, so it was an amazing experience, and we'd like to do things like that more often. So anyway, in addition to being a songwriter, he also writes some poetry, he paints, and I'd like to read you a selection right now from his book that he just released. It's called Encounters. In his career path, he's come across a lot of amazing people. I want to read his encounter with and meeting with Hunter S. Thompson. And I should really use bookmarks before I come up here, especially not being familiar with the book yet. Just a moment. 12. Okay. No. Stay tuned. Wilt Chamberlain. That's a lot. That's a lot. Willie Mays. Bruce Springsteen. Ani DeFranco. Pete Seeger. Utah Phillips. Leonard Cohen. He read that one last night. Hunter S. Thompson. Here we go. I was in Aspen for a gig. There was a guy who had a little newspaper chain in the area. I knew him from LA, where he had done some interviews with me. When I was just getting going, oh wait, that's, okay, yeah. He had done some interviews with me when I was just getting going. Now that I was playing in Aspen, speeding back and I have no sound man. Now that I was playing in Aspen, he had spread the word that I was coming to town. One of the people he had lured out was Hunter S. Thompson. And at some point, after sound check maybe, I was told to come outside and to step into a car. Very cloak and dagger stuff. If it was a Coen Brothers movie, I would have been driven somewhere and murdered, and my body would have been thrown off a cliff or put into a wood chipper or something. But what actually happened was that I stepped into a car and Hunter S. Thompson was in it. I can't remember if I was in the front seat and he was in the back, or if I was in the back seat and he was in the front, or maybe we were both in the back. I also can't remember if we went anywhere or if we just sat out front of the hotel for 40 minutes in the car. What I do remember is that we hit it off pretty well, and while we were in the car, we wrote a song called Shit on Your Chest. It had 6 or 7 verses, and every verse ended with the line, shit on your chest. We were pretty proud of what we accomplished in such a short time. He invited me to come to Aspen anytime and hang out at his house and take drugs nonstop for 3 days. I always figured that I would get around to it, but about 5 years later, when he was 67, he took his own life, if you believe the official version of things. At some point, I lost the lyrics to the song Shit on Your Chest that we had written that night in the car. The car that might have been moving and might have not been moving. I've thought many times about that song and how cool it would be to be able to sing a song called Shit on Your Chest that I had written with Hunter S. Thompson. But in those days, I was traveling pretty much all the time, and I wasn't good at keeping things or collecting things, and stuff slipped through my fingers like water. Dan Bern. We're going to get Matt Oshel up here next, I do believe.